Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a KV-5. It's the Tier 8 Soviet premium heavy tank, and it's located on the north spawn of Tundra under the command of Panzerpenguin. And alongside him in platoon is Santander, and he's also in a KV-5. So, battle about to commence. Okay, they're off. I think you've noticed that Panzerpenguin's got 2 marks of excellence on his barrel, while Santander's only got 1. They're both members of the Salty Jedi battalions, and they used to be members of the same clan that I used to belong to, which was Havoc. Okay, well, enemy's been spotted. T-28 prototype over there, the T-52. Now they're using the ZIS gun, the 66M I think it is. It's a 107mm gun with 8-second reload, 300 alpha. So it's pretty powerful, and you can see that Panzerpenguin's giving Santander a bit of an assist as they drive towards the Western Pass. Now, what can I tell you about the KV-5? Well, developed in 1941 at the Leningrad factory, and of course they had problems because Leningrad was encircled by the Nazis as they were trying to take the city, so it was put under siege. Now, this tank is got one of the largest hit pools of all the heavy tanks at Tier 8, but it's not a very good heavy tank because, unfortunately, even though it's got good DPM, it's got relatively poor penetration from that gun. And okay, well, Tiger 1 just sitting there waiting for it. I don't think he's moved from the spawn point. His gun's down and he's just being torn to shreds. And that's another hit, but not a kill. Well, lots of his tanks on his team are falling. And there's a Jagdpanther. Oh, took around in the tracks, but you saw the amount of damage he managed to get. And another shot, and they're both high rolls. 300 alpha. He's getting 320 and 334. Actually got 309, and then took around in the gun there from the Arty, from the M44, about to take out the Hummel. Or is it? No, it's the Nashorn. Did he get the reload in time? Yes, he does, just in time. So that's his second kill. Right, T-28 prototype. Oh, one shot him. It's gone. So that's 3 kills for Panzerpenguin, 2 for Santander so far. 1 more for Santander, and they've got a brothers in arms. There's a whole bunch of enemy tanks just around the corner. Here we go. Oh, it's an Arty, and that is, I believe, is that? Oh no, this is going to be a Pascucci's. Yes, it is. And that's 5 kills so far. 1 more, and he's got the Top Gun. T-3485. Waiting for the reload. He's auto-aimed on. Oh, he needs to get a bit higher. Oh, but Santander has picked up his 3rd kill. And that means Brothers in Arms is on the cards. Puts around in the VK. He's not a one shot, but... oh, he still did it anyway. That's a Top Gun. Right, who's next? Well, there's only 4 enemies left, and they're all in the north, basically. You can see that Santander's still got most of his health, and Panzerpenguin has got all of his health. He hasn't been damaged at all yet, even though he received, well, he did receive rounds in the track, but no actual shells actually went through him, and this tank does have some rather large and obvious weak spots, which is of course those Daleks on the front. One's actually for the driver, that's the one on the right, The one on the left is for the radio operator, and he's got a machine gun as well. Well, they've got 2 in both caps at the moment. Question is, can we get a reset? If the Hummel strikes the enemy in the cap, he might get a reset, then we'll get a cap win. Well, we're pulling ahead because we've now got 3 in the cap, and I think there's a big enough gap now that we can win and the enemy cannot. Yep, it's going to be a win. That's it. It's completed, and the 5 seconds is running down, and it's gone. So the enemy lost by 2 seconds on that one. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's a second-class tanker for Panzerpenguin in the KV-5. He got a Reaper badge during that game for killing 3 enemy tanks, consecutive shots with a single shell each. A Hunter badge for killing 100 vehicles of the feline family. That's, Panther, Tiger, Jagdpanther, and so on. He also picked up a Master Gunner and a Fire for Effect. But out of the epic medals, because he took out 2 Artys, he got a Pascucci's medal. He got a Brothers in Arms because both members of his platoon managed to get at least 3 kills each, a High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. The win rate for the game, 5,869, which is Super Unicum standard. So, pretty good. Let's have a look at the team scores. Top of the table, 3,455 hit points of damage in that one. Santander came in just after him with 1,986. When it came to kills, again, it's Panzerpenguin with 6. Santander got 3, and so did the Carnarvon on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, Panzerpenguin really aced it. He's got the top in all 3 columns, 1,120 base XP, but it's not enough for an ace tanker in the KV-5, and the reason for that is probably because this is such a widely held tank and played by so many that it's difficult to get an ace tanker unless you really get a very, very high XP score. And Santander managed to get 896, and the next high score after that was the MT-25 with 607. Let's have a look at detail. Panzerpenguin fired 16 rounds in that game, got 13 direct hits and 13 penetrations, and damage of 3,455 hit points, of which 1,213 were at more than 300 meters. He received 4 hits from the enemy, and all of them were non-penetrations. They went into the tracks. And he also received a shot as a result of splash damage as well. Block damage of 720 hit points in total, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and did damage assistance of 78 hit points. He also managed to get 40 capture points whilst he was sitting in the cab. On a standard account, a free-to-play account, he earned 67,275 credits, and after ammunition resupply and repair, and the ammo is really cheap because it's a fairly standard gun, the 107mm gun, he actually took away 62,407 credits from that game alone. He picked up 3 bonds for getting the Pascucci's, the High Caliber, and the Top Gun, and he also earned 1,120 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, 74 because he entered in as part of a platoon, and took away 2,314 experience points together. And I think they worked very well as a platoon, the pair of them. The KV-5, working as a tandem, can actually be quite effective. It's got one of those abilities to ram the enemy. It's got such a high hit pool, and it's quite fast. So if you find an isolated enemy, you can quickly rush him, ram him, and shoot him at the same time. And a pair of them working together can actually almost act like a wolf pack. Almost, I'd say, but it's a heavy tank wolf pack rather than anything else. But it's still a great little fun tank to have. Not sure I would ever get one myself, really, because the one thing that puts me off is those Daleks on the front of the vehicle. There's such an obvious weak spot, which everyone knows about. And the moment I'm facing a KV-5, I just aim for the Daleks and I can put them out of the battle fairly quickly. The only way you can defend a KV-5 is to hide your Daleks behind a rock and try and side-scrape the enemy and shoot them that way. If you try to ram them, yes, you'll probably get some hit points from the ram, but you're going to expose those Daleks to a lot of punishment, and in the end you'll lose any fight, because the alpha damage is not that high compared to other tanks which have got maybe a 320 or a 390 alpha. So they're going to out-hit you shot per shot. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.